the traditional U.S. counter-narcotics approach, which has been focused on interdiction of these type of boats, not the use of military force.
As the Trump administration continues its pressure campaign against Venezuela.
On the boat, you had massive amounts of drugs.
With talking points echoing a campaign promise to fight back against drug cartels, now designated as terrorist organizations. Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro reiterated rhetoric that foreign policy analysts say resonate with his base, positioning this deadly military strike against an alleged drug-carrying boat leaving the country as an act of U.S. imperialistic aggression. And watching the escalation closely, Venezuela's neighbors, explains Roxana Vigil, an international affairs fellow in national security at the Council of Foreign Relations.
I think there are going to be a lot of conversations taking place privately between diplomats.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said he's meeting with the president of Ecuador today to end illegal immigration and combat transnational crime and terrorism. Yesterday, he met with the president of Mexico, posting on the platform X their talks ranged from dismantling cartels to resolving trade barriers. And that's where it gets tricky. When the anti-drug trafficking strategy to precision strike vessels in the Caribbean Sea could create friction with the administration's trade policy.
There's going to need to be a lot of that diplomatic work that is done to allay the concerns of what this means, especially for key partners like Colombia, one of the few countries in the world that actually has a trade surplus with the United States, which means that the United States sends more goods to Colombia than Colombia sends to the United States. It's a really key economic relationship. So I think there's going to be a lot of concern and a lot of questions that that the U.S. government is going to need to answer to partners like that in the region.
And as for a key question so many of you have sent my way, which is, will other U.S. adversaries, namely Russia, maybe circle the wagons for Venezuela, especially if the U.S. at any point were to make a direct strike on the country? She says that's highly unlikely in her view and in her experience with this region, mainly because she says Russia is facing its own war right now with Ukraine. Reporting live for you, I'm Christina Vasquez, Local 10 News.